firstly, welcome to the channel. Today is a review of the Xeccon 1600R. 1600 is because this device will maximum output at 1600 lumens. R because it's remotely operated, as well as single button pushes on the device itself. Stay tuned, we're going to go through the detail. Well, there's no better place to start than the light. So you have a dual light system on the front there. Out the box it already comes attached with this helmet mount, and there's lots of other accessories in the box that you can secure that in place with, so we'll go through that. You have one mode of operation button on the top, and that's for the 3 different brightness levels, and you also have a strobe mode, and there is a short power cable, but don't worry about that because you'll get to see how this works. So the little lead that's on the device coming out the light can be attached to this, which is an extension cable, so that you're going to have more than ample length in the power cable to be able to get it either in your hydration pack or anywhere on the bike, so there's going to be no issue there whatsoever. As you'd expect, you get your 240 volt charger, and it will take anything between 5 to 5.5 hours to charge the battery from dead, so if you plan well in advance, you're not going to let yourself down when you're out on the trail. So in this pack, which I'm not going to open because I'm testing this as a helmet light rather than on the bars, but it's good to know that you'll have these 2 rings in here, one smaller than the other, and the idea is that you can attach this device to your bars as well. From previous experience, I have tended to use the smaller one because it will be a lot tighter around the bar, and it just holds any mount a lot more secure in place when you're going down the trails, which is exactly what you would expect. So here's the remote, and it comes mounted in this out the box, so you can detach it, and if you ever needed to, you could change the battery. But the idea is you have this Velcro strip, and it's dedicated for this, and you thread it all through, and you can tighten it up onto the bar so that you have that in a position that's near your thumb on the left or right hand side, whatever your preference is. And then you can operate it via this button here. You can see it illuminates blue as you're going through the different modes, and that will save you taking your hands off the bar to then touch wherever you've positioned it, whether that's on the helmet or the bar itself. So just makes it a little bit easier. I have done a review on a different device. I won't be setting this up on the bike because I just don't need to. But it's nice to know that for this kind of price point that you're getting an extra feature, which is a bit of a bonus in my eyes. In the box you get 2 bits of Velcro, you get a smaller one, you get the long one there, but either way, if you want to secure the cable in place so that it doesn't get caught up, and more importantly secure the helmet mount in position, then these 2 bits are more than enough to get the job done. And of course, if you need to, you can cut it down to size. And here's the battery. The burn times I'll leave down in the description, so be sure to have a look at that because that will link you directly to Xeccon's website, and you can get the information from there. You have the short cable, but when you connect that to the extension lead or directly to the light, however you want to do it, it's got you covered. But what I do like is that you can wrap this around the top tube of the bike. You'll thread it back through there, and you can adjust this because it is elasticated material, so you'll get a lot more stretch in there. There's no reason why that shouldn't fit any bike with the top tube running through there, or however you want to mount it. But also, if you don't want to use this at all, the battery is completely waterproof, and you can take it out of this case and put it in the hydration pack. However you see fit, either option has got you covered. And the final attachment is this one here, and you can put this around the bars, and with one of those bands provided, you hook it on here, wrap it around the bar to hook it onto the other side, and then the light connects to this area here. Now I'll just show you very briefly how that works because I'm going to be using this on the helmet. So let's get to it. So going back to the light, because this is how it comes out the box with the mount already attached for the helmet. I don't want to use this one, so you quite simply just take the screws out, and they are made of metal, so they're going to be a lot more durable than some of the other ones I've seen out there. Let's put them to one side and the mount. And then using the other mount that you have, this one, because I'm not going to use the bar bit there, I'll unscrew this. I've done a bit of it already to speed it up. And I'm just going to use this top section. So all then I need to do is quite simply drop it in place and then screw it up. Now it's up to you whether you'd want to use a screwdriver. I'd say as long as you go quite tight, just using your hands, it'll be absolutely fine. Same on the other side. And it's like a little rubber washer there that keeps it in place as well, so that this isn't moving everywhere. But there it is, done. So that one there, if you don't have the GoPro attachment on the top of the helmet, and you'll use the Velcro strips on there to secure that in place. But this one here, which is by far the better option, especially if you already have something on the top of your helmet to keep it securely in place. Now here comes the easy bit, because my helmet already comes with a mount. So having taken that off already, you just push that into place and then screw the thread in. a bit fiddly. So nice and easy, like any GoPro attachment. Do that as tight as you need to. And there it is in place. So you will have a little bit of movement there, and that's where I suggest maybe just tightening these up, getting a screwdriver on there, because the last thing you want is for these bolts to loosen up while you're on the trail, and then it falls apart. But I think you'll agree that when that's on, that actually looks quite neat. Just want to demonstrate the levels of brightness and the mode of operation of this. So I've connected it up to the short lead on the battery. All you need to do is press the button down, a couple of seconds, and this lights up green. Now green indicates that you've got a good charge in the battery. It will then go to blue when you start to get to around 50%, and then when you're in the last bits of the battery it will go to red. So it's a good indicator on top how much juice you've got left. Now that's its lowest brightness. When you press the button again, you can see it goes up, and third and final time, that's as bright as it's going to be. That's 1600 lumens being produced right there. Now if you hold the button down, turns off, and then you go into the strobing cycle there, which you can see. So if you need that feature, it's nice to know you've got it. And to turn it off, just hold it down a couple of seconds. Job done. Just want to show you that the remote does exactly the same thing. So if you have this attached to your bars, remember I'm not going to do it for this particular journey, but hold the button down, light comes on. There will be a little bit of a delay, you kind of expect that with the remote. And then as you operate the button, you can see it goes through its different levels of brightness again. To get it into strobe, exactly the same as we've just done, hold it down, and then it goes into the strobing effect. Hold it down for a couple of seconds again, and it will turn off. So that's everything that I need to go through, as in contents of the box and how the device works. Massive thumbs up to the guys at Gabriel Cycles for giving me the opportunity to not only review it, but test it out on the trail as well. And if you quote the channel, they'll give you an extra 10% off. So if you live local or you get in touch with the guys down there, they'll sort you out. Now I'm a firm believer that to do an honest review of something, it's not just a case of me saying, oh, this is great in the comfort of my own house. So you can see how it's mounted. Going to put the battery in the hydration pack. Let's go and hit the trails and see how it performs. So I'm at the top of the blue, not that you believe that, it's totally pitch black. So what you're seeing on the camera is how I've got it in front of me right now. So just holding the button down for a couple of seconds puts the first brightness up, just shifting that onto the ground. And what you see on the GoPro there, because I'm seeing the same, is exactly how I'm seeing it on the ground. So the ISO is low enough that it gives a proper visual representation of what I've got. When I turn it up to the second brightness, you can see straight away, see further down the trail, the radius of the beam widens as well. And then the third and final one turns it up there, so I can see right down the trail. The light carries very well, 1600 lumens we're on now, so maximum power. And I'm going to send it down the trail with this setting right now, with just the light on the helmet only. So let's see how it performs. Here we go. Just the headlight on, and it's so easy to see. You could quite easily glass this one with just a headlight. Little jump. Really good. No issues in seeing what's going on at all. You can look into the corner there, you can see me doing that, and it's really impressive. Now that was the trail done solo with just a headlight on full beam. I'll always dip it to conserve the battery when I'm doing the climb back up, but this time I'm going to pair it with my 6-pack. I don't think that's unfair. This is a Mark II, so it is about 5-6 years old. 1920 lumens ish, 1600 on the lid, and this is how any sort of rider is going to go out in the night and tackle the trails, because you want the one on the bar to light the way of the trail, you want the one on the helmet to be able to see into all those obstacles ahead of time, and then that way you can choose your line. Right, let's go and hit it this time, get to the bottom of this and sum it up. Right, I'm just going to take it to the bottom of this particular trail, and then when you move the helmet, as you can see, it's got a bit slower. You can see ahead of all the obstacles, plan well in advance of getting there and not make that wrong decision. Looking into the berm,
something the bars can't do until they get there. It's a beautiful thing riding at night. Get the right choice of lights, you'll have an even better time. So I can see well up there. You probably can't so much on the GoPro, but take my word for it, it's good. So just coming down an even darker and gloomier set of tracks, and hopefully you can get the gist of what I'm saying, because I wanted to come down here to demonstrate that the bar pointing that way, my head turns into the obstacle and I can see well in advance exactly what's coming up. So before I go and hit this final bit of track here, just like to again say thank you Gabriel Cycles for providing this. If you're interested and in the market for a new device, retails at £120, and if you use the channel name you'll get 10% off, so that's a nice little bonus there if this is the device you want. But I give it an absolute thumbs up. 1600 lumens, 2 hours minimum runtime, maximum 27 hours. Further details in the links in the description below. Of course, if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments, so throw those in below. And of course, it'd be absolutely wicked if you subscribe. So I'll go down there, but I'll see you for the next one.